Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Yet another maxillary labial frenectomy video. I actually have a bunch of videos already. I'd strongly recommend before you listen to this one that you watch the other 3 or 4 that I have. You can find them in my channel by looking up the keyword frenectomy. I think there's one that might be about lingual frenectomies, but look for the ones that obviously look like maxillary labial frenectomies. So you know what it is, when you should do it. As a friendly reminder, please don't do it before treatment. Wait till the space is closed. You don't have to wait till the braces or Invisalign is done. You have to wait till the spaces are closed. You take an x-ray, you make sure your roots are parallel, and you make sure the contact is the way you want it, and then you do it. If you're in an aligner, you can cut a little V-shaped notch on both sides so that it can heal, so that way there's no aligner touching on the tissue at all. My suggestion is to order a few replacement ones because it's going to get a little icky, and or just a retainer to wear instead while it heals, or you can wait till the treatment's done. That's fine too, but you're going to need to make another retainer afterwards. The main thing is to cut that V-shaped notch. If you're in braces, you can wait till the braces are off. You can do it towards the end once you've closed the space and you've finished any adjustments on the top teeth. Doesn't matter to me. The question I get most commonly is, how do I know if I really need one? Well, the easiest way is to tug on the tissue, like here. Obviously, if it's really low and it's all the way down to the papilla and there's a big puffy papilla, then that's, yeah, you need it. If you pull on it and it blanches on the other side, yeah, you need it. If you're not quite sure, one of the ways, if I put it as a maybe, if you're in braces, it's actually easier, because then as long as I don't have anterior contacts, that's the main thing. We don't want to have any fremitus or anterior contacts. We want to get rid of that variable. If you remove the power chain and the space keeps opening up, well, that's a sign that you need it. And personally, if you listen to my videos, this is exactly what happened to me. I had started off with a gap as a kid, with a little papilla thing and everything. Had braces. And the space kept, if I did not wear my retainer every night and sometimes during the day, even 5, 7, 8 years after, the space would open up constantly. So eventually I got the surgery done, and now it's not an issue. I only have to wear it like 2 nights a month. So it was a big difference for me. It was not a fun procedure, but I didn't have it with a laser. So I had it with a scalpel. If you have a really giant space, and certain ethnicities get these really honking big spaces, just how it is, nice big healthy mouths. A lot of times the extra tissue that's in between the teeth as you close the space will bunch up. So sometimes you have to do it in 2 stages. First, you do a gingivectomy just to remove the tissue because it just gets infected and it gets all gunk underneath it because it's just so bulky and puffy. It's not like a hygiene thing. Well, it is a hygiene thing because it's just bulky tissue. So sometimes you're going to have to do it in 2 stages. Take off the extra tissue first and then go in there and sever the muscle attachments, later. So these are the main things you need to know about the frenectomy. Again, if I really want to caution, a lot of times people do it incomplete. I'm not a periodontist, but I would never try to do it. A lot of general dentists say, oh, I can just do it. I just have a laser. Well, you may not be getting in there. You have to actually sever all the muscle, all the attachments that go all the way to the bone. So you need to do it right. So I would strongly recommend either an oral surgeon or a periodontist do it. I personally prefer periodontists to do it because if you do it incomplete, it doesn't do anything. So, and if you're referring out, this is not usually covered by insurance. So you need to know what the cost is. And if it's an integral part of the treatment plan, well, this is going to be a problem if they don't get it done, because the space is going to open up. And yeah, you can do a bonded retainer, but if that breaks, boom, it's going to open up again. So if they don't end up getting it done, you need to make sure you have something in your contract with the patient saying that if you don't get it done and the space opens up, whether you do a bonded retainer, sometimes you can't even do a bonded retainer because there isn't enough clearance, they're going to bite on it. They're going to be like me, where they're going to have to wear the retainer, almost full time for the rest of their life. Well, that's not reasonable, and if the space opens up, that's not your responsibility to close it again at no cost. So make sure you have a clause in whatever agreement you have saying that this is a required part of treatment. If it is not done, you are not responsible for any retreatment, any relapse, or anything like that. I would definitely put that in your agreement. And before you even start the ortho, make sure you send that patient to the periodontist to get a consult. Now, watch out, it's happened to me enough times. I mean, usually periodontists are not dumb, but sometimes they go to somebody who's unscrupulous, or they go find someone else who says they can do it, some friend or something, and they do it first. No, 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 do not do it first. Do it when I refer. The consult only for a maxillary labial frenectomy that will be done at the end of ortho treatment. This is just a consult, so they can get an idea if there's insurance coverage and what the copay is going to be and the timing. Just remember, you do need to cut that notch out of the retainer or out of the aligner if they are not in braces. So you need to get that ready before they go in. And you're going to need an additional retainer after if they're already in retention or aligner. So that may or may not be an additional fee. I definitely would not charge an additional fee for that. Because it is part of my treatment plan. However, if they dilly-dally on this and they don't get it done till after the treatment's done, usually I give like a couple weeks wiggle room to get this done where I'm going to replace the retainer for free. If they do it 6 months later, 1 year later, no, they're not getting a free retainer. So that's we're not in the window of the treatment plan. So sometimes this has to be coordinated with the specialist who's doing it, and make that crystal clear to the parents or the patient that, hey, there's going to be a window where we're going to do replacement aligners or retainers, but it's going to be, X amount of weeks after debond. After that, there will be an additional fee. So let's make sure we get this coordinated, get it scheduled, because if you don't give them enough notice and then you take the braces off or, finish the Invisalign and, they didn't prepare because they didn't know, then they're not going to be able to get that scheduled. So we want to make sure that we're communicating so that people are getting stuck with additional fees and getting upset. All right. Thanks so much.